Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
Welcome to the show today. So glad you're here as we prepare for tax filing season. It's really important to consider any last-minute tax moves you can make to maximize your return. So today, understanding the EV tax credits. It's going to be fun. And as part of the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, Congress massively overhauled the electric vehicle tax credit. Changes include some of these things: modified which vehicles qualify for the credit, limited credit claiming based on income, and expanded the credit to qualifying used cars. So if you're in the market for an electric vehicle, here's what you need to know about the tax credit amendments. So understanding the electric vehicle tax credits. The electric vehicle tax credit is actually a credit that you might qualify for if you purchased a plug-in electric car or truck. The credit exists to incentivize car owners to buy electric vehicles rather than gas-powered vehicles. The credit ranges from $2,500 to $7,500 for new cars, depending on battery capacity, and $2,500 to $4,000 for used vehicles starting in 2023. With gas prices going up, going electric might make sense. And on August 17, 2022, the Biden administration signed the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Part of that legislation included an amendment to the Qualified Plug-in Electric Drive Motor Vehicle Credit. Say that 5 times fast. So if you're in the market for an electric vehicle, it's important to understand the new amendments. These are a few of the important components. So starting on August 17th of 22, the EV tax credit only applies to vehicles assembled in North America. And we'll let you know how you can check the final assembly just in a little bit. Imported vehicles are excluded from the new tax credit. Interesting. The law is amended to exclude luxury vehicles. You can still claim the credit if you paid less than $80,000 for trucks, vans, and SUVs. Sedans and other four-wheel vehicles must have a purchase price less than $55,000 to qualify. Only income-qualified households can claim the credit. You must have a modified adjusted gross income below $150,000 to claim the credit as a single person. Married couples filing jointly can have an income as high as $300,000 to claim the credit. A head of household filer can earn up to $225,000. The law removed manufacturing quotas that limited you from claiming the credit if the company sold too many electric vehicles. Whether you bought from Ford, GM, or Tesla no longer matters. All that matters is whether the car was assembled in North America. Starting in 2023, you can claim between $2,500 and $4,000 when you buy a qualifying used plug-in vehicle. You and the vehicle must still meet the requirements laid out that we talked about earlier, and the credit is limited to a maximum of 30% of the vehicle purchase price. So if you are trying to figure out whether your next car purchase will qualify for the EV tax credit, we cover the details here so you can make your next purchase with confidence. So here are the people who qualify for the EV tax credit. Not everybody can, of course. The Inflation Reduction Act limited the tax credit to income-qualified people, which was $150K for singles, married couples $300K, and if you're head of household, $225,000. Those who exceed these limits, you're out of luck. Can't claim the credit anymore. While the income limits are fairly high, some people no longer qualify to claim this credit. And here are the cars that qualify for the new vehicle EV tax credit. Vehicles now have to meet a stringent set of criteria to qualify for the tax credit. First, the purchase price must be under $80,000 for trucks, vans, and SUVs. I can think of most trucks that are EVs that are over $80,000, so other cars need to cost less than $25,000. Next, the car must have its final assembly in North America. The Department of Energy has a list of Model 2022 and 2023 vehicles that likely meet the North American assembly requirement. Likely? Why can't you just tell us? But before you sign the document for a new car, run the VIN through the U.S. Department of Education VIN decoder. By entering the VIN, you can confirm whether the vehicle was assembled in North America. Since the law removed a qualified manufacturer rule, you can confidently claim the credit regardless of manufacturer, as long as the VIN decoder claims and confirms that you can. Cars that qualify for used vehicle EV credit. Starting January 1st, 2023, income qualified individuals, and you can find that list again that we talked about earlier, can claim the EV tax credit on used cars. The credit is limited to $2,500 to $4,000 depending on battery size, but you can claim the credit if the car is more than 2 years old. The maximum credit is 30% of the purchase price of a vehicle. If you pay more than $25,000 for a used car, you can't claim the credit. Most importantly, you can only claim the tax credit on the first transfer of a vehicle, and the tax credit can only be claimed once every 3 years per vehicle. A car with 2 previous owners won't qualify for the EV tax credit. If the prior owner claimed an EV tax credit within the last 2 years, you won't be able to claim the credit. And the rules don't stop there. No way! Used cars also have to meet the final assembly in North America requirements. You can check whether the car meets the requirement again by checking the United States Department of Transportation's VIN decoder. You can find a link to that at thecollegeinvestor.com. The law also created a battery manufacturing requirement. Starting next year, a certain percentage of the vehicle's battery must be assembled or manufactured within North America. The thresholds are set as follows. 2023, it's 50%. 2024, 60%. Same thing for 25, and then by 2029 through 2032, 100% of the battery must be assembled or manufactured within North America. No website has been released to track battery manufacturing and assembly, but this is expected to be released prior to January 2023. Keyword, expected. Please, help us a little bit here. Okay, so let's move on to vehicles that no longer qualify for the EV tax credit. So the EV credit still has allowances for motorcycles and other 2- and 3-wheeled vehicles, but those allowances close at the end of 2022. If you're considering a plug-in electric motorcycle, do it today. However, the motorcycle must meet the North American assembly requirements. Of course, don't let the tax credit influence a poor vehicle choice. This is huge. Sometimes well-advertised tax credits unduly influence people's spending decisions. Not a good idea. The mortgage interest deduction may have led some people to overbuy on their house and then just become house poor because of it. In the same way, a tax credit could cause you to overbuy an electric vehicle. Be sure that you're not using a tax credit as an excuse to indulge your new car habit. Think through the cost to buy and the cost to own an electric vehicle. It can be significant, especially if you have to do new outlets and then you have to figure out charging times and all that stuff. If it makes sense for you, then consider how to buy in the most tax-efficient way. You're going to have a lot of research ahead of you. The major thing we want you to be aware of today and we want you to get, don't buy just to lower your tax bill. It probably won't be worth it if that is your main goal. That is our show for today. I hope it was helpful to you and help you make a decision. If you want to find out more, dig a little bit deeper into this tax credit. I know I was confused just saying it out loud. You can find the resources, the links, and everything you need to know to do your research well at thecollegeinvestor.com. Copy the title of this podcast, paste it into the search bar, and you'll find it. Also, if you ever have questions about anything at all, please, we'd love to get to know you on social media. Just follow us or like us or whatever platform you're on, because we're probably there. Search for The College Investor. You'll find us. Thanks again for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.